Hi, this is Carlos Diaz, Library Associate at St. John the Baptist Parish Library, and this is a book talk. Today's book talk is Austin Noir, edited by Hopton Hay, Scott Montgomery, and Molly Odens. You probably heard of Austin. You may have even heard of South by Southwest. Your BFF may have recently relocated here from California. You might have thought about moving here yourself, then decided it wasn't worth living in Texas. You may have moved to Austin decades ago. You may have even been born and raised in Austin, and now you're in the outskirts of San Antonio, or, God forbid, Waco because you can't afford to buy a house anywhere else. Or you may be living in a shiny new building downtown, watching the final stages of a sleepy town's transformation into a modern metropolis. One thing you'll hear from almost any Austinite is that it was better when they got here. As the city expands, construction never stops, struggling futility to keep up with the new demands. The running joke is that the city's bird is the crane, construction crane that is. Rent and property values keep climbing. However, the writers contributing to this great collection represent a kaleidoscope view of the city, not just in where these stories are set, but in a different socio-economic and cultural perspective. The themes are mystery, suspense, and danger. And that's it. What we have here is it's a noir, straight up, Austin Noir. It's a series by Akash Books, and they've been publishing for about 20 years. They started with Brooklyn Noir, and about twice a year. First, it was just once a year, but then it got famous and popular, and they started doing them twice a year, 3 times a year, 4 times a year. So much so that they have pretty much captured every major U.S. city and every major world city, global, international. And what they do is they get writers from those cities, from those towns, to write from their perspective, from their point of view, from the neighborhoods, the towns, and the cities they grew up in, the culture, the music, the food, the people, the characters, what makes them unique. And I decided to do Austin because, on a personal note, my brother lives there. He lives on the outskirts of Austin. He actually lives in Pflugerville, which is a quaint little town north of Austin on the southern tip of Central Texas Central Valley. And it's a unique place. It really is. They're known as Keep Austin Weird. But in the past 20 years, it's become a boomtown, and it's grown exponentially. And they have construction cranes and buildings, and it has affected the city because everyone from California is moving there. And that's what these writers talk about in Austin Noir. They each focus on the different socioeconomic, the cultural change, the people that are coming there, the friction, the internal conflict it creates, and you get to see that in the writing. And it's very quirky. It's very in your face. It's very punchy. Very good dialogue. Very strong use of nouns and verbs. And I really enjoyed it because the writers write about the character of the city and the parts that are not Tony, the parts that are run down, the parts that are derelict, the parts that have a lot of noise pollution, the parts where the cops get called to all the time, the parts where there's nefarious activities going on. And Austin, like any major city, offers just those things, those aspects of life, and you get to see that vividly here. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. It's a breeze to go through. It's barely even 300 pages. You can find this copy. It's readily available at a bookstore wherever books are sold. However, you can also find a copy. You can ask for a request on Libby. I always get a chance to plug Libby. You can ask for get notified when the book becomes digitally available for you. So if you're looking to get outside your comfort zone, the Dog Days of Summer are here, August. If you want to read something cool, something fun, something that doesn't require too much thought or isn't too challenging, pick up one of the Noir series. I'm going to continue to read these books, different great American cities, and I'm going to keep focus on some of these stories. As I travel about to different cities, I'm going to pick up the Noir series. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. I think you will too. So give Austin Noir a chance if you don't mind. And thank you very much. This was Carlos Diaz, and this was a book talk.